What is post-traumatic stress disorder? Post-traumatic stress disorder is defined as an individual who has been exposed to a traumatic event in which one experienced, witnessed, or confronted with an actual or threatened death or serious injuries, or that the threat to the physical integrity of self or others. Events that can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder can be physical abuse, war, terror attacks, rape, or witnessing a violent death. Symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder can be flashback, nightmares, intensive physical reaction, anxiety, suicidal thoughts and feelings, and sleep difficulties. A few facts about post-traumatic stress disorder. Based on the United States population, 7 or 8 out of every 100 people will have post-traumatic stress disorder at some point in their life. Women are at a higher risk of developing post-traumatic stress disorder. Only half the number of adults suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder actually go and seek appropriate medical help.
Center. This is where you sign in for your appointments. You can come this way. And this is Mr. Tim Pittman, our assistant director.
Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the counseling center. Thank you.
It's Miss Marietta Allen. She runs the office and keeps us in check.
I'm a good friend. She did not do that.
And you come down here, and these are where the therapist offices are. This is Holly Miller's office. She must be in set.
Hi, my name is Erica Hurd, and can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, I'm Kia Glover, licensed clinical social worker in the University Counseling Center.
Today I'll be asking Mrs. Glover a few questions. What is your definition of PTSD?
In its most basic sense, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is any reaction to a traumatic event where the symptoms essentially get in the way of your day-to-day functioning, and they last for 1 month or longer.
My second question is, how would you describe a person with PTSD?
A person with PTSD is going to face a wide variety of symptoms. Again, one of the key markers is looking at how do these symptoms interfere with that person's day-to-day functioning. For example, a person with PTSD may experience flashbacks where their brain is constantly replaying the event over and over in their mind. They may experience hypervigilance, irritability, anger outbursts, sleep disturbance, crying spells, depression, a wide variety of symptoms. Another symptom that's very common with those who have PTSD is where they essentially disassociate. So it's almost as if they're present, but they're not really grounded and in tune with the events around them. It's almost as if they zone out.
And those would be things that they face on a daily basis.
Things that they could possibly face on a day-to-day basis. Again, these are things that are going to get in the way of their day-to-day function.
Okay. Although many individuals associate PTSD with military personnel, what other leading contributions lead to PTSD?
It's any exposure to a traumatic event or repeat exposure to traumatic events. For example, you think about someone who has witnessed a violent crime, or they've been raised in a household where domestic violence has been present, or they may have heard about the death of a loved one and that person may have died in a very traumatic way. Sexual assault victims, rape victims, certainly those who have been in the military and were exposed to violent events while there, those who have been exposed to natural disasters. You think about 9/11, earthquakes, you think about those who may be overseas in like Asia and they've been exposed to tsunamis. So any type of traumatic event.
And in your professional opinion, what's the best way to treat someone with PTSD?
So there are a wide range of treatment modalities for those who have PTSD. One that's very common and is going to be included in any treatment modality is psychoeducation. And that's where you're educating the individual and their caregivers or support system about what trauma is and how that's going to impact them. There's also trauma-informed treatment modalities, and these are treatments where that person is essentially going to be educated about the trauma. They're going to spend a lot of time focusing on that traumatic event and learning to heal from that. One that's very common in the use of children is trauma-focused CBT. There's EMDR. There is exposure therapy. There are a wide range of treatment modalities for PTSD. Another treatment that's very common is medication. You may be given an antidepressant, something to help with sleep, something for anti-anxiety. Again, anything that's going to help reduce the symptoms associated with the traumatic event. And help that person progress forward with a normal quality of life.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Kia, for your time today, and thank you all.
And this is Mr. Tim Pittman, our
How you doing?
assistant director.
Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the counseling center. Thank you.
It's Miss Marietta Allen. She runs the office and keeps us in
hi.
check.
I feel good and well. She did not do that.
And you come down here, and these are where the therapist offices are. This is Miss Holly Miller's office. She must be in session. And this is my space. So if you ever have an appointment with me, this is a place where you will come. Got a little bit of stuff everywhere, so excuse the mess, but you choose one of the other chairs, and it's so funny because most students will pick their chair, and that's the chair that they will always sit in. So that's the counseling center.
I'm glad you all reached out to me about getting some support about what you have been diagnosed with, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Who would like to start it off today?
I'll start. My name is Tyree Roberts. I'm 20, and the reason I suffer from PTSD is because I noticed, I was texted one day, and one of my friends asked for help, and when I walked in, he committed suicide and shot himself in the head. And some of the symptoms I'm suffering from are lack of sleep, and also I've started to drink more, which was just a social habit at first, but now it's a full-on addiction.
Okay, man, hopefully after this group meeting today, we can try to solve some of those problems, man. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. My name is Second Lieutenant Highsmith. When I was overseas, I saw many of my friends shot and killed right in front of me. And I hear their names in my sleep, them calling me. And I keep feeling like it's my fault. And I just haven't been eating. And I just can't do it.
I hear that, okay. Anybody? Who next?
I'm David Rouse. The reason why I have PTSD is because I witnessed a drive-by shooting that killed 2 kids. I can't be around loud noises or I get scared. And I hate the 4th of July with the firecrackers and stuff. I can't be around it.
That sounds good. My name is Ricky Brown. I witnessed my friend get stabbed to death, and he died in my arms. I just always have flashbacks and visions of that night. I can't get it out of my head. I have trouble sleeping. It's just a problem I want to get rid of.
Post-traumatic stress disorder is a serious disorder. Without the proper treatment, there's a high percentage of suicide and substance abuse. Winston-Salem State students, if you ever feel the need to talk to somebody, please don't hesitate to go to the Wellness Center or give them a call at 336-750-3270.